Live. So, welcome everyone out there in virtual land, and welcome those of you who made it here through the snow and the ice and the cold. So, for whomever out there is the first one to be able to say that you can see and hear me, as usual, I will do a very special spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer for you. And so, feel free to do that. All right, Stephanie Ann, you were fast. Whew. I know. How do you get in that? And also, Debbie Joy, yes, action, free spiritual mind treatments for the both of you. And Kathy, yeah, you too, if you would like. So I give it now to the, when it looks like you've all come on almost at the same time, you all get it. Because so many of you don't claim it. What's that about, folks? So you all have my email address. Email me, and I will do that spiritual work for you. Okay. So I gotta do something here. No, I don't. All right. What should we do today? I've been gone for a couple weeks. What do we usually do? I can't remember. No. Yes, sometimes I ask. So we're beginning our 7-week series on prosperity. For those of you who are participating in VerCande, you already know where we're going with this. If you'd like to join on to VerCande, just let me know. You can still join and easily get on board with what we're doing. All right, so I will ask out there in virtual land, for what would you like me to include in this treatment? Type it in now. And for those in the audience, the studio audience, for what would you like me to treat? I knew Mary was going to say that. Opulence. Okay. Anything else?
Creativity and joy.
Creativity, joy, clarity, opulence. And, welcome, Margit and David. Okay. All right. Yeah, somebody goes, oh, here we go. Steadfastness. Thank you, Regina. Harmony. Perfect and complete healing. Okay, perfect health. Okay, so we got a couple of healths. Steadfastness. I like that word. Perfect and complete harmony. Okay, we got that. Hello, Clee, and I'm assuming Angela's there too. Okay, David, we got you. Michael, we got you. All right, so I like steadfastness. Steadfastness is calling to me. Health, harmony, opulence, clarity, creativity. Is there another one in the room? Joy. Inclusion. Okay. Hello, Raul. Good to see you too. All right. Okay. All right. Solution. Okay. Oh my goodness. I should nip it now. All right. So this word is being spoken for each one. And if there is anyone or any place on this planet that you would like included, just think of that name, that person now, and know that this word includes them. So right now I am recognizing a divine presence. Call it God, call it the universe, call it life, whatever it is all. And being all, it is opulent, rich, infinite. It is far beyond any imagination that any human could possibly have. And its source and supply of all that already has been is obviously infinite. And it is not depleted in any way. For all that it has created in this universe, this substance, this reservoir of good from which all that is has been formed, still is intact, still is infinite, still can be used to produce an entire universe and everything in it, and to create that universe and everything in it in each and every moment. Newness and freshness is always created. And so this loving, creative presence, which is infinite, opulent, good, this is recognized right now. And it being omnipresent, it is this rich, lavish, opulent supply of potential good that is being recognized. And that is present right where each one is. It is present in, through, and as each one and around each one. It is this lavish universe that is around each one, this lavish universe that is an expression of infinite good belongs to each one. Each one is a consciousness that includes this lavish expression of life and all that goes with it. And so anything and anyone that would limit an association with this lavish, opulent life, anything that would separate oneself from all that this is all erased, evaporated, and vanished. Any belief that one lacks or is deprived in any way is erased, vanished, and gone. And the truth is revealed that this infinite life is omnipresent. And life is always expressing itself in health and in harmony. And this activity of life never wavers. It is steadfast in its creating of itself. That no matter what one may have already experienced, no matter what may have been created, no matter what anyone might be experiencing right now as part of what has been produced and created in, through, as in the world of each one, this opulent life presence is still intact and available, and it is still continuously, steadfastly creating its goodness. That divine pattern of perfect expression as a human or as any idea that exists is still creating according to that perfect pattern. That the presence of health is right where each one is. And that this divine health, that perfect pattern of the mechanics of creating that health in the form of a healthy body, healthy heart, healthy world, healthy limbs, this perfect life is present in, through, and as each one. And this life is naturally creating this health right where each one is. And so any belief that someone somehow is having something other than health, somehow separated from it, has done something that has somehow interfered with this natural activity of that loving presence creating its healthy expression, is a lie right from the beginning. And all that belief in separation or having done something, any thoughts of guilt or any belief in punishment, all belief that one needs to struggle, all belief that one has to do something in order to make themselves healthy or happy or joyous or free or creative or wealthy, is all revealed to be not the truth, because no human, no one can create anything. No one ever has or ever will. It is this divine loving presence of life itself that is the only creator, and it only creates that which it is: perfection, wholeness, and completeness. It is creative, it is free, it is opulent, it is joyous, it is harmonious, it is what it is, and what it is never changes, and it continuously and completely and steadfastly creates an expression of that which it is. And each one is an expression of that which this life is. Each one has been created by life and is getting created by this one life. And this one life only creates what it is: healthy, whole, complete, free, joyous. That's the truth. There is no one outside of it. There is no one exception to it. Any belief in separation, in exclusion, in but not for meing, any belief that any human can somehow get in the way of one receiving their good, any belief that any human, any person, any situation, any rule, any policy, any program can have the authority to separate anyone from their good that is God is a lie right from the beginning. And any delegation of one's birthright to any outer situation, person, policy, or thing is all by this word erased, evaporated, and vanished. The divine inheritance belongs to each one, and each one claims this divine birthright. And in this divine birthright that each one is claiming is all of the authority and the power to claim that good and to claim that whatever he or she desires belongs to them, and that each one's claim for greater good has the full support and backing of the entire universe. And because the entire universe is the presence of love, and because the claim of truth that is within each one is non-localized. In other words, that one with God is a complete majority. In fact, one with God is all. And so this claim of one's authority to claim this divine inheritance and to be an absolute free expression of all this good that he or she has been created to be is omnipresent. And so as a result of each one's personal identification with the I am power, I am harmony, I am joy, I am creativity, opulence, I am healthy, with that individualization claiming this all good that is God. This good that each one is claiming is omnipresent, and that omnipresence of that one is the creator. And so from this creator now is created everything in agreement with that truth that each one has personally claimed. So laws are changed, people's minds are changed, conditions are changed, weather is changed, everything is changed to be in harmony with that steadfast standing upon truth, which each one is doing now, that claiming, I am that love, that presence, that goodness, that harmony, that peace, that opulence. I am. And with this one uniting with the one, all in life in his agreement. All of life is for it, and there is no one, no thing, no anything, condition against it. All of life is for it. And so the doors in the heavens and the windows are wide open. And here now, behold, I am the Lord thy God, and all that is divine, all that is love and truth and goodness and health and harmony and freedom and opulence and creativity and joy, all love, all is present. And each one is now experiencing more of that which is divine than ever before. And so any belief that some condition or something from outside of one, some effect that's been created in the world can somehow withhold one's good is erased. It does not exist in God, that eternal affirmative principle that says yes, yes, and only yes. It does not know how to say no. It says yes to the good, yes to each one's claim of the all good. And because it is the cause and the creator of everything, it is now saying yes to the good that each one is claiming, and it is moving everything in earth to cooperate and to be that perfect condition so that each one may experience this greater good that he or she has claimed. This is the truth. So, having said that truth, I now release this word to that divine law that knows how to make it so, and it is its job to make it so. It makes it so, and so it is done, and so it is. There we go.
I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive.
So we take a moment right now to open our heart, our mind, and our bodies to something that's calling us from within. Something that we feel, we sense, we might not be able to put it into words. Actually, it's something that's pre-words, something that creates the words. And so by opening to that and allowing it to have its way with us, to create something good for us, we know that we will experience it right now. That somehow through this meeting together this day, the words, the song, the truth, the inner knowing, each one of us receives the answer, the solution, the guidance, the healing that our heart desires. So let's open to that now and know it's already in the law, creating it now, and so it is.
I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. We are all those things we always say that we are. And I've been thinking, you know what we are? We are a group of people who are committed to living from love. That's what we do here. And we do this through the teachings and the principles of the science of mind. And we want you, if that's the life you're looking to live, to join with us, to express and to experience how to live a more fulfilling life through love in this world, whatever your world is. So that's what we are. And we do that in a lot of different ways. Susan Neat, my dear friend Susan Neat, is starting her Wednesday night class again on March 3rd. That's not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. Her first class will be Joel Goldsmith, The Principle of Supply. And this is her little blurb about what this class is going to be. It's going to be a little different than what she was doing before. She's calling it 2021 a new chapter. Each day is a new day. Each moment is a new moment. 2021 is a new chapter in your book of life. How do you want it to unfold? With Spirit as your co-author, anything is possible. Our Wednesday evening workshops are designed to be a path to self-discovery. Join us the first, second, and fourth Wednesday of each month as we explore ideas and advice from the mystics and open the doors to a greater understanding and expansion of self. Sounds pretty wonderful to me. So on March the 3rd, Wednesday, March the 3rd, the link will be on our webpage, cslprinceton.org, and on Facebook. And so as a way of welcome this morning, I want to teach you an affirmation, which I think is absolutely a wonderful affirmation. Increasing goodness flows to me from all directions and through all people. So if you would, wherever you are right now, repeat it with me. I'll say one phrase at a time. Increased good, flows to me, from all directions, and through all people, Once again, increased good, flows to me, from all directions, and through all people. Okay, we're going to do it again. This time I'll do a longer phrase. Increased good flows to me. From all directions and through all people. So, what if you picked up that attitude that right now, increased good is flowing to you from all directions and through all people? Let's think today, Reverend Karen's going to get up and give us a wonderful talk on prosperity. What if somewhere in there, your increased good is present, is flowing? It's not hitting you on the side of the head. It's not stepping on your foot. It's flowing right to you. And all that you're being asked to do is to open up and listen and to know that increased good is flowing to you from all directions and through all people. And all you need to do is to start listening to it, to pay attention. I read a wonderful definition of faith recently. It's in a book by Richard Rohr called The Universal Christ. He said, faith is accepting that you've been accepted. I love that. Accepting that you've been accepted. So what if you lived your life accepting that increased good is flowing to you from all directions and through all people? By the way, let's repeat it again. Increased good is flowing to you from all directions and through all people. Write it down if you've got a pen and pencil handy. So take a minute and think of something that's coming up in your week, something that you're not looking forward to. Maybe it's a health situation. Maybe it's an argument you've had with somebody in your life. Maybe it's, gee, I wish I had more money to do X, Y, Z, or my life is not as fulfilling as I want. Think about that for a minute. And think about if you picked up this attitude that in there's something that wants to flow to you. And it's just waiting for you to know that you've already been accepted. You're a member of the club. All you have to do is say, I'm a member of the club. Look at that instant, look at that thing that you're thinking about from that point of view, that increased good is flowing to me. From all directions, through all people, the whole universe is waiting for you to accept the truth, the higher truth, that it's just increased good that's flowing to you. Imagine walking through your day, walking through your week with the point of view that increased good is waiting for me to open up to it. What would your life feel like? What would you be thinking if that's the way you approached your life? So Reverend Karen is going to be speaking to us about prosperity. Maybe there's a message in there specially for you. It's just waiting for you to listen for it, to hear it, and to open up to it, to accept that you have been accepted. So, with that thought, I'll pass this on to Reverend Rich and his wonderful music, and then Mary will do a treatment for us. So again, increased good flows to me from all directions and through all people.
Increase good flows to me from all directions and through all people. Increase good, it flows to me from all directions and through all people. Increase good flows to me from all directions through all people. Increase good flows to me from all directions and through all people. Increase good flows to me from all directions and through all people. Increase good flows to me from all directions and through all people. One more. Increase good flows to me from all directions and through all people.
Thank you, Reverend Rich. That was wonderful. Good morning. I'm Mary VerCande, and I'm a practitioner intern here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. And my word for the week has been opulence. And I have been seeing abundance everywhere. And then there was a point when I didn't see it. I had stopped at the ATM to get some money for the week. And I got home and I started emptying my pockets so I could put my stuff away. And I looked down and I was like, half of what I took out is not here. I was like, what did I do with it? Stopped and got gas. I paid for my Girl Scout cookies, but still half of what I had taken out was not there. It's like, where could it have gone? Well, maybe I left it in the truck. Maybe I stuck it in the cup holder. Like, I'm not sure. And I was like, well, wait a minute. God's everywhere. Abundance is everywhere. It's here somewhere. And I stepped over to put my coat on the rack, and there where I had been standing was the money that I thought I was missing. It was there all the time. It was just outside of my awareness. So sometimes our abundance is everywhere, and we need to get a new perspective. We need to have a new thought process, or we need to move our feet and do something. A lot of times our abundance comes in the form of ideas, right? But if we don't act on those ideas, if I hadn't stepped away for a moment, I wouldn't have saw it there. I hear a lot of people say, but I get all these great ideas, but I'm too old. I don't have enough education. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. What if you just took one step? And I want to share something with you. My aunt is a great inspiration to me. And this is from her Christmas letter this past year. An update. Last year in November, this would be 2019, I went back to school online with Kirkwood Community College for optician classes. I finished up in May with a 96.5 grade and was lucky enough at 70 years of age to get an interview and hired as an optician at Shopko Optical in Dubuque, Iowa. Tomorrow I start my 17th week, and to say it as a challenge is probably an understatement. However, I feel this new career will open doors for me for the next 20 years. So a lot of people would say I'm too old, right? I should retire. But she saw an opportunity. She took one step. She went to a class. And at 70 years old, she got another job. She started a new career. And she's looking forward to the next 20 years. And that's where I want to be. People say, well, how do I know what step I should take? And I say the divine will guide you. We have divine guidance. And this is what Ernest Holmes says about divine guidance. In mental work, we must realize that there is one infinite mind, which is consciously directing our destiny. Declare every day that no mistakes have been made, none are being made, and none can be made. Declare there is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. Having done this in perfect faith, act with perfect assurance. Declare further, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Know this, see it, feel it, and be it. Do this every day for a few minutes. We should all do this until the time comes when it is no longer necessary. When that time comes, we will know it because our demonstrations will have been made. We're studying opulence, and we're coming to a new understanding of opulence and a new awareness through our VerCande practices. And so be open to those ideas. Be ready, be guided, listen for that guidance on what is next for you. And know that life does never stop. The divine is always creating. So there'll always be something for you to do, a place for you to go, and guidance to get you there. So this word is spoken for everyone here, everyone listening now and for whenever they listen. There is one creator, and this creator is forever creating. It is manifesting in infinite ways. And for each of its manifestations, it has created everything that one will need to thrive and to survive and to be the best that they can be. Everything that everyone needs is already available. It is all around. Each one opens their awareness, connects with their consciousness, and sees the abundance that surrounds them. Each one is guided, knowing that they are protected, and they are led to the next greatest position of themselves. Each one has everything they need. Each one is forever moving forward, and each one knows that the divine is there to guide them, guard them, and support them along the way. I am grateful for this truth. I read it to the law, knowing it is so, and so it is.
Like a long, lonely stream, I keep running towards the dream. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Like a branch on a tree, I keep reaching to be free. Moving on, moving on, moving on. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my poor restless heart's got to run. There's a place in the sun where before my life is done, got to find me a place in the sun. Like an old dusty road, I get weary from the load. Moving on, I'm moving on. Like a tired, troubled earth, I've been rolling since my birth. Moving on, I'm moving on. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my poor restless heart's got to run. sun. And before my life is done, got to find me a place in the sun. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone, where my heart, Lord, got to run. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone. Got to find me a place in the sun. Got to find me a place in the sun.
Yeah,
Stevie Wonder.
especially today.
I'm cold. It's chilly in here. All right. So good morning, everybody. I've got some more people. Hi, Marilyn, Alan. Hello. Welcome. Pauline, good to see you. All right. So I think I've said hello to everybody who's checked in, as far as I can tell. Okay. So today we begin a 7-week series through Easter, that Lenten time of year, which is that point midway through winter into the first day of spring. That's how it was roughly supposed to be calibrated. So we're midwinter and it's the countdown towards spring. And what are we doing with ourselves? We're in that phase where not much is happening out there, right? Nothing's growing. And yet we are claiming for ourselves prosperous living, prosperous being, a consciousness of prosperity. So today's talk begins with the beginning, prosperity. What is it and what is it not? And I'll share with you what John Randolph Price's definition of prosperity or a prosperity consciousness is: the realization of God as the source of all good. That's that metaphysical definition of prosperity. So one thing that prosperity is it's not just one thing. It's not just money. It's not just anything. It's not only this and not that. It is all. Prosperity is all, because God is all. And so what we aspire to is an experience of so identifying with the all that we are seeing ourselves supported and surrounded by the all, and that we are experiencing the all in all wonderful ways. And so what we want to take a look at is where we are limiting the infinite all. And wherever we find ourselves experiencing tightness or trouble or problems or not enough, a lack, that is just a clue as to where we are not believing and accepting the all. And we have really good human made up reasons for not experiencing the all in all ways, right? There's so much confusion in the world about what money is. And we point to people who are manifesting a whole lot of money and we don't like them or the way that they behave. And so what we say in our thinking is, I don't like the way that person is behaving and they are rich, therefore their richness is somehow associated with that behavior I don't like. And so what we want to realize is that that's not spiritual truth, that riches, as in the form of money, does not cause bad behavior. Bad behavior is caused by a belief in the person who's behaving that way. And so what we want to do is separate the beliefs that people that are acting out in various particular ways, separate that from what we want to realize is the cause. So the cause is one creator, God, which is all love, all power, all peace, all harmony, all good in all ways, the good that all can agree upon. So that immediately eliminates the more good I get, the less good you get. That belief that there's only so much good to go around. Well, there's only so much good that's created already right now. But what we have as the creator is an infinite source that is creating more good. And it will never be depleted. And so the greater good that we want to experience is not the good that's already being created. What we want to experience is some new good that is getting created right now. And we all, every single one of us, let's say there's like 1 million people right now all watching this video. And every one of those 1 million people, which I guess in today's planet, that's really not a lot of people, right? How many people do we have on the planet? 7 billion? Okay, so let's say there's 1 billion people watching this right now. Okay, that's a lot, all right? 1/7. So the human thought is, well, what if every single one of these 1 billion people wanted more good and was using this teaching to experience more good? Then those 6 billion people end up with nothing. You don't understand what the infinite is, right? If you think that way, that the infinite is so present that every single one of the 7 billion people could claim more good in every area of their life, and that one cause, that one creator would create it all for each and every one. It doesn't take what it's already created and reapportion it. It creates more. And the divine is not in the business of reapportioning what it's already created. The divine is always living in the been there, done that kind of thinking. What now am I amming? What now am I creating? And so the greater good that each one of us desires to experience is not from the good that's already there. It's that desire within us that is desiring to create the more good and the infinite potential of what can be. Always, always is before us, because it's the nature of the divine to have infinite potential. And that infinite potential is unaffected by all that it's already created. It's ready to create more. And it's ready to create 7 billion times more good and more. And it will not be depleted. Being omnipresent, it can do this. So again, prosperity is not thinking if I get, someone else does not get. It's actually prosperity thinking is being an avenue for this infinite creator to create more good. And what we need to realize is this: the infinite creator would not create the more good that you are desiring unless you claim it. Let me say this in another way. The infinite creator having infinite potential for creating good does not create it for everybody else if you don't accept it for yourself. It just doesn't get created. It's just there still as infinite potential. So the good news is, okay, so all this good I didn't get created for myself, my whole lifetime, whatever, that's okay. It's all still there in infinite potential, and I can claim it now. And so that belief in lost opportunities is not a part of the prosperity consciousness. The infinite potential remains infinite potential. And no matter what we have done with that infinite potential does not affect its infinite potential. We could have taken all that we could possibly take or none of it. It doesn't matter. It's still infinite potential and it is still present and we can claim it now. And that law of creation happily creates it. As happily as it's been creating snow for us the past couple of weeks. More and more snow, but more and more good. And so just let's take a look at that. We all have that principle of creating abundantly acting in us. But the way we have been aware of it has been creating for us, right? More and more problems, more and more trouble, more and more snow. Like that's a bad thing. Well, create more and more sun, more and more glory, more and more good, more and more joy. It's the same principle of creating abundantly that because of our misunderstandings, we've been using to create something less than. And prosperity is not about the less. Prosperity is not about lack. It's not about, here's a word, deprivation. How many of us feel deprived of certain goods? So prosperity is connecting with that divine presence and realizing it's right where you are. So that whole belief, but not for me, is not a part of the prosperity consciousness. And but not for me has so many good reasons. And so those good reasons are not a part of the prosperity consciousness. I'll name a few. These infinite opportunities that I passed by are no longer there for me because I'm being punished, because my consciousness is not good enough, because I'm too old, because I'm too tired, because I'm a screw up, because I'm not enough, because those bad people got it all, because the world isn't behaving the way that it should, because other people and the conditions of the world are making it hard. All, and fill in your blank. Why is it that you might believe you cannot have more good? We got a new one out there in the world. And right? Because there's discrimination, right? Because I'm feeling it myself, right? As I stay on the planet longer, as I think about that which shall not be named, I'm getting discriminated against because I've got strange beliefs and I look strange and I'm a woman and I'm a this and I'm a that, whatever, and so those thoughts, your age, blah, 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 all those thoughts, not a one of them are part of the prosperity consciousness. And so to claim I am prosperous, I am one with the living God that is infinite and all good, and all that it is right where I am, and therefore manifests for me in all ways. To claim that is to cut through all of our experiences of lack and loss and discrimination and whatever else might be the situation, because those are very real experiences that we all have had from time to time, right? But they're all created not out of what they all are doing out of there. It's all created out of our collective beliefs. So the human race beliefs are not a part of the prosperity consciousness. Take anyone you will. The prosperity consciousness, which is identifying with the divine, knows nothing about the human beliefs and opinions and facts and experiences. It knows nothing about that. It's knowing I am infinite possibility and I am creating out of the infinite possibility. And so what we want to realize, and in the Science of Mind teaching, we realize this infinite presence is desiring to create all its good, and it knows how to do it. It's got the stuff to do it with. It's ready to do it. It's the pattern. It's the way it's programmed itself to create all this good for us. And yet we are the ones that limit the unlimited by our opinions, our beliefs, by the facts, by what our parents did, right? Believing that you've inherited your family's genes and therefore believing that you inherited the consciousness of your family, that environmental experience, and there's not much you can do about it. All of that is not the prosperity consciousness. We've got a book I was reminded of this week, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Brilliant book. And it explains why the environment that in which you are raised in programs you to accept as normal a particular experience of living in the world, rich or poor. And that if you are raised through a family that experienced a lot of deprivation and lack and worry about money and that sort of thing, that's unconsciously impressed on your belief, your experience, and so that you experience it more. And likewise, rich people, affluent people, they are impressed with that wealth consciousness, and money is easy for them, and they experience it. And I was listening to a podcast by Dr. Bruce Lipton for my practitioner class, and he said that's why the stupidest person raised in a wealthy family experiences more money than the smartest person in a person that was raised in a poor family, because of this impression on our unconscious beliefs and our thinking. But what we want, so say you were raised with a rich family or with a poor family or a mean family or a violent family or a loving family. I actually watched Fathers Knows Best a couple episodes last night. Who knows why? But there it was. So say you were in Fathers Knows Best family. No matter what that family experience was, I'm willing to bet none of them was a prosperity consciousness. All good. All from God. And so no matter what family you might have been raised in, no matter what that environment might have been, yeah, we might have to do a lot of spiritual work to break that up within us so that we can accept more good for ourselves. But that's a whole lot of work, right? However, we cut through all that work when we realize I am that I am. When we begin identifying with God, infinite potential, present as me. That which created me is not the sum total of human opinions and beliefs. That which created me is that which created all humans. And so we are not a victim of the humans through whom we have associated. We are a direct descendant of the divine, which is rich, opulent. It is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom of heaven. And then as Ernest Holmes tells us, and then the heaven is done to us as much as we can believe. So we can creep forward in our mental acceptance of more good, more good, more good. And I'm a big fan of baby steps. And we can also unite and contemplate the divine from which all is created and discover what it can do through us. So I had a little experience this week. A friend of mine gave me a lottery ticket, scratch off, for Christmas holidays, and I had forgotten it and lost it. It was somewhere in my house. And a couple of weeks ago, I discovered it. I'm like, oh. And I am mentally contemplating, as I've referred to in the past and still am, I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. I'm working on the mental level. I am a winner. I am a winner. Not much spirituality going on here. Not like the divine omnipresence is victoriously expressing itself. No, I'm not doing that. I am a winner. Maybe I ought to do it, but maybe I will do it. We shall see. But at the moment, I am a winner. And so I have been winning different lottery scratch-offs. I've been winning raffles. I've been winning, I win. So I had this one ticket that I hadn't scratched off yet, and I knew I was a winner. But how much? How much? Am I ready for $1 million? Ugh. No. Yeah, I know you all say you want $1 million. If you did have the consciousness of $1 million, you would have it. So take that with your judgment and go. But I got clear. Oh, if it was $1 million, I need to talk to an accountant and a lawyer before I pick it up. And then do I tell my family? And then what about all my friends? Better not to let them know that I have all this money. But then how do I keep it a secret? Because then they advertise it. And then I have to change my name. That was suggested to me. Someone here said I'd have to change my name. I'm not ready for $1 million. So I kept going. I read the ticket and it said, with this particular ticket, you can win up to $10,000. I'm like, $10,000? Okay, that seems doable, right? Maybe I can get under the radar with that. But then I saw that I would have to pick it up in some kind of official way. And I'm like, oh, that sounds awful. So the most that you could get where you didn't have to pick it up in this official way was $500. Like $500. That's pretty good. But I am a winner. I am a winner. I am a winner. So I finally scratched. Let's see how much good I am unconsciously allowing myself to accept in this moment. And I had to scratch off 5 numbers out of 8. Nothing. And then the 6th, I won. The 7th, I won. The 8th, I won. I won $20. You're all happy. She can have a cup of coffee. That's nice, right? None of you feel like if I had won $500, would I have had to share it with the friend who gave me the ticket? I don't wanna. But $20 I can get by. And I can tell my friend, guess what? I won $20 out of that ticket that you gave me. No, I probably can't, because then I have to buy her a cup of coffee. All is all. And so having the consciousness of prosperity does not, when we have it, we don't experience these questions. What do I do with it? How do I do it? What do I say? When we are being the consciousness of prosperity, all is provided and we naturally and normally accept it. We don't have to think it into being like, I am a winner, I am a winner, I am a winner, I am a winner, I am a winner. We don't have to do that when we are the consciousness of prosperity, where we know, right, prosperity consciousness, God is the source of all my good. We don't have all these details about this one and that one and the IRS and this one. We don't have that. Something within us that is supporting us in all ways, supports us with the knowledge of what to do with the good that we are receiving. Always, always. The tax implications, the right accountant, the right friends, the right thing to say, the right thing to do. It's all naturally flowing through us. Jon Heron's beautiful affirmation he gave us, right? It's flowing through us. It's not like me figuring it out. Like, how do I figure it all out? Right? And what is all that figuring out that I expressed to you? I'm sorry, I just noticed Marilyn says I've watched several episodes of Father's No Spec lately. Yeah, one mind. Woo! Okay, so the thing is that all good being supplied to us includes the ways and the means and the answer and the guidance and the perfect way that it unfolds. We don't have to effort. We don't have to work at it. It is all provided. The emotional know-how, the relationship support, it's all provided. There's nothing for us to figure out, and there's nothing for us to worry about. When you have the consciousness of something, you know, right? You just know. All of us have the consciousness of driving a car. I'm going to assume. Although I have some dance classmates who are getting their license this year. They're learning how to drive a car. A young one was there a couple of weeks ago saying, I'm trying to decide whether I should ask my parents if I can drive home from dance class. I've never driven in the dark before or in the snow before. And I and other adults were saying, don't. This is go with one first, and so I made my great suggestion. Go to a big old parking lot that's covered with snow and practice in the snow in the daylight, spinning around and turning around and braking and speeding up and everything else. Just go and have a ball. Get the snow mastered or get the night mastered, but not both together. But see, I can say that, right? Because I know. I have the consciousness. I have the consciousness of driving my car, and I have the consciousness of driving my car in the snow. I've done it a lot. A lot. One of my classmates in Italian asked me in Italian, what car do I drive in the snow? And my answer was, mine. What other car am I going to drive? I think she wanted to do an SUV, a four-wheel drive or whatever. No, I just drive my car. I know how to drive it. I have the consciousness of it. I don't have to figure it out. I already know how to turn the wheels and whatever. I don't even have to think about it, right? I know. So you know where you have the consciousness. You know. And when we have the consciousness of prosperity, we know all that goes with it. The greater good that we desire comes with, it's a complete package. Everything about it is provided. It's like one of those wonderful products that comes complete. The batteries are included. And the clear instructions of how to insert the bound and the right screwdriver for unscrewing the thing that you have to open up to put the battery in. It's all included. And the belief, I can do this, is included. And the time that you need to do it with all the people around you or not around you. If they're around you, they're going, yeah, you could do it. They're not hindering you in any way. And if there are people who would hinder you in any way, it's all included. So they're guided to not be there while you're doing it. It's all included. That divine creator, which has created everything and has created everything, knows how to create your greater good with everything necessary to accept it and to handle it included. And that's the prosperity consciousness that we want to cultivate. First of all, we need to realize it's there. Because most of us, until we come into some sort of deeper spiritual teaching, we don't even realize that it's possible, right? We come onto the planet, we suffer, we struggle, we've got what we've got our family background, whatever it was, our conditions, whatever they are. We make the best with it. We do our best with it. We think that's it. And then you get into a teaching like this that says, oh no, that's just, ground zero. Now live your life. That is a shocker. And in fact, when I first came into this teaching, I was against it. Who do they think they are? I remember the first spiritual book I read was something called Be Happy Where You Are. And the poor person who was teaching it in this little night school class was saying, whatever job you're in, just be happy there. And I was like, well, you are full of kapoopa-doopa. There is no way. It's the job. It's the people. You are crazy. Why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. But I kept listening. And 40 years later, he was right. I apologize to you, whoever you were. Can't remember your name. Give him a lot of trouble. He just kept saying back to me, beautiful. It's just beautiful. But see, that's the kingdom of heaven, that divine inheritance that is, we have a human being saying, it's too good to be true. And yet anything less than all good is not the truth. The truth is, it is all good. There is no such thing as too good. It's all good. And so that prosperity consciousness that is living in the flow of the all good, the infinite possibilities opening up, and we are moving in that flow, living in that flow, we are always being called to accept more good and to face those beliefs that say it's too good to be true. That little Karen that was getting ready to scratch off the scratch off. Can I accept the $1 million? No. I don't know, there's trouble with that. I got to figure stuff out, whatever. 500,000, okay, that's good enough. Good enough is not the prosperity consciousness. All I want is a room somewhere far away from the midnight, cold night air. Not the prosperity consciousness. I just want a little bit, just enough to get by. Getting by is not the prosperity consciousness. Getting by, and all I want is this, whatever, all of that is based upon a belief in lack, and it's coming out as, I cannot handle more than that. But as I said, when we accept the prospering ideas of the divine, the ways and means of how we would handle it come included. You can, not you, little you, separated self you, trying to figure it out you, but the one that is knowing God is the source of all good, and all good includes how I can handle this. That's included. So prosperous consciousness is all God in all ways, even how I would handle it, even how I would believe, even all my relationships, even all. And there is nothing outside of God. This entire universe and everything in it is created by the divine. The divine knows how to take someone like me or you and bring us into an acceptance of a greater good that it desires to create. And all that goes with it is included. We need to claim the all inclusion of the idea we desire. Otherwise, right, we stop it. That's where I stop my good. I'll be overwhelmed. It'll be too much. I won't know how to do it. Oh, I'll have to think too much. God forbid I have to think any more than I think, right? But all includes all those details, not separated. One, identifying with the one God, the all good in all ways and all the way. That's what we're claiming. And this season, we are growing into accepting this consciousness. And this is just week 1. So, having said all that and done all that, let's contemplate those thoughts for a little while Reverend Rich, you just created a brand new song for us this morning. The inspiration that was provided in the room. Who knew, right? Take us away, Reverend Rich.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Lord gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. Lord gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. You always have trouble with the lyrics.
Oh. All right, so let's take a moment. Our first inspiring idea of John Randolph Price in his abundance book is day 1, right? God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe, this all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. And so this word is being spoken for each one. That one divine mind, infinitely intelligent, knows everything. And it is the cause, the creator of everything. And so it knows how to create something. It creates these perfect ideas, and each and every idea in the mind of God is perfect, whole, and complete, containing within it everything that is a part that is required for its complete evolution into form. This includes the ways and the means, the know-hows, the energy, the strength, the guidance, the expansion of love and wisdom in relationships. It includes health. It includes everything that is a part of bringing into form a complete fulfillment of its perfect idea. And so each one now is open and receiving these ideas of the divine, these ideas of prosperity and richness, of opulence, of health, of joy, of love, of harmony, of wonderful relationships. And each and every one of these ideas is perfect, whole, and complete. It contains everything necessary to move each one from wherever they are into a complete fulfillment of that which each one has right now as an idea, a desire. I now authorize that loving law to take the ideas that have been chosen by each one and to literally move heaven and earth to make it so. Each one accepts it, embraces it, and embodies it. And so it is done. And so it is. Whew, that's the way it is. So I thank you all for coming here. It's just the beginning. Woo, who knows what we all will be experiencing on that happy day in April? April. All right, so welcome those of you who have come on. Thank you, Regina. She's posted there in the notes how you can go to our website, cslprinceton.org, and you can make a donation. You can also request some spiritual support. There's a little prayer request button. We have our Practitioners Association. Mary VerCande, our practitioner intern of the day, is eagerly waiting some requests to do that spiritual work as well. Oh, we've got Gary in the audience, and we've got a number of our practitioners here right now. So they need something to know for you. So you may do that. We also will have up there our announcements of Susan's workshop that's starting in a couple of weeks. And we'll also post here on the Facebook page. And if you're interested in that Lenten practice I referred to, Tessera, that's also already on our website. It's also, if you scroll down on our Facebook page, it's there too. So those details are there. And you can still join today. I'll forward you the 4 days of recordings that have been made. So this is your last chance. Okay, so good morning. Thank you so much, Regina. Oh, look at, she posted, the only limits on our life are those we impose on ourselves. Bob Proctor said, absolutely. And good morning, Joaquina, Marilyn, Alan. I said hello to all of you. I think I'm going to scroll down. Cheryl and Eric, hello, welcome. Okay, have a wonderful week. Yes. And we're signing off now. Reverend Rich, sing us out of here.
I said, amen, 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 amen. I said, amen, 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 amen,
All right, that's it. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Amen, Margit. Yes, and so it is. Lynn, welcome. Oh, glad to see you here. Okay, I'm ending now. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.